Hello, everyone,
Hi.
and we're back for part two.
We've never done a part two.
No,
No, this is the first.
but I thought it was amusing. I thought it was a good one to do a part two on.
I agree. I agree, but I have different take this time. And because I've got a different take this time, if you have something, I'd love to hear what your why can't it be easy topic is. If you don't, I'll go. But if
I
you're
I don't really. I do have some remove things, but nothing personal. So I thought I might have some anecdotal, stories to tell, but it's not really
It's
my
all good. It's
current
all good.
experience.
Like I said, my day didn't go the way I planned for it, so it's, why can't it be? It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. I think it has this all comes down to mindset as you're going into something. Is what I'm thinking is where my focus needs to be in times when things get hard. And even for the most innocuous things. So what day was it? When Tuesday. Tuesday. So my wife and I were doing a little getaway or whatever, and we decided, oh, let's go get some hiking shoes. So on the way home from work that day, I went over and I researched online. I tried to find a pair of hiking shoes, and I thought I had a good idea what I wanted. And then when I went to the store and I tried on like eight different pairs of shoes, and nothing really fit, and nothing like I was not really excited for what I was trying on, or they just didn't fit right, or whatever. And I probably spent like an hour in that store walking around with the one pair of shoes that did feel good but aren't really appropriate for what we're going to be doing. And I was like, oh man, all right, I'm gonna put them at the counter and I'm just gonna go take a walk at the other couple of stores that are here. Julie just went earlier in the day and she bought herself ones for like half price and she's all excited. And I went into that store and that place wasn't easy either. I had to go through all the boxes myself and try to find the one pair that had my size, and it didn't feel good or look good. Anyways, I was like, okay. So I'm like, there's got to be another shoe store here. And I walk past a place called Kitty Cobbler, and they have this beautiful display of hiking shoes right in the front of the thing. And I'm like, Kitty Cobbler's where I used to buy like specialty shoes for my kids when I was younger. I'm like, do you guys have like big person shoes in there? And he's like, yeah, yeah, come on in. First pair of shoes I try on fit perfectly. And my only concern was which color should I get of the two that they had. They had all kinds of, I could have tried on a whole bunch more stuff. But anyways, it was so easy.
Mm.
And because it's his last pair, he was already discounting it and put it on sale on top of that. So I paid $100 for 200 and something odd dollar pair of shoes.
Winning. That's
Winning.
winning.
Easy. I didn't have to try. I didn't have to effort. And all of that effort to get something that I was kind of okay with was a lot of work and it just didn't flow. So,
And yeah, that mindset's really important, isn't it? And there's some cool things I just want to.
well, it was the fact for me, it was the letting go of, okay, let's go somewhere else. Let's just see what else is around. Don't
Mm.
freak out about it. You got to get home soon anyways. It's fine. And then when I walked into the other shoe store, it was just so quick and easy and comfortable and done and cheap in consideration to what I was about to pay for something I didn't want. So why can't it be easy for me must be more to do about mindset and knowing that when it is hard, there's probably something that needs to happen. Either it's not the right time, it's not the right place, it's not quite cooked yet. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or get done, it's not ready. And there's a reason why it's not ready.
And you just don't know the reason quite yet. And I think the mindset is not only I like we could go, "Oh, well, the mindset's got to be I just everything's going to flow and it's going to be really easy," but it's actually allowing there to be flexibility so that the thing you thought would happen really easily to recognize it quickly and go and maybe not spend an hour trying on 10 pairs of shoes to to go, actually, this is feeling all hard. And whenever I feel that, as soon as I feel that, I walk out. I just go, nope, not that. I had I so this is the little short story I'll add in here. Last night I was talking to my sister and we're helping out our niece at the moment. And I went, not a problem. I've got an insurance broker. We'll get her car insurance sorted. We'll get contents insurance sorted. I was like, okay, I'll do this first up this morning. I sent an email off at 7 o'clock this morning. Did not expect a return until, like I had a few other things to do. I just wanted to get it off my plate so that I put in the request. And broker came back by 7:30 this morning. Yep, that's not a problem. That first quote sounds really good, but I need this information and this information and this information. It's like, right, okay. So this whole insurance thing that we need to get sorted today, it already feels easy
Mm,
because the response and the instant correspondence through email is just flowing. And in fact, 2 minutes before I got on this live, I was doing one final piece and sent that off to him. I've still got 3 questions that have to be answered, but I could get that information off so he's got 80% of it.
mm,
Um, and this is this ease that now, if he hadn't have responded and we had to get this, that the vital one was car insurance today, then I would have just gone, right, well, we've already got one quote. We're just going to go and get that done.
mhm.
Because you could always change car insurance later,
Sure.
right? And so this is that being able to be flexible in, yes, I really wanted to be able to have her have this insurance broker to manage best quotes for her circumstances. However, it's about where is the ease.
Mm.
And if that had been difficult or he hadn't have responded, or then I would have just done something really quickly alternate to what I thought it or what I hoped it to be. And so we've got to be flexible in our mindset to pick up when it's being difficult.
I think that maybe might be a big clue because I sat in that seat staring at the wall of shoes, trying to like maybe that one, maybe that one. If they had a different color in that one, maybe. I wasted a lot. And then going on my phone and searching was what's online. I could have sworn I saw what I wanted online and um yeah, it just didn't flow.
And I find when I'm not flowing, I'm in overwhelm of some kind. And so if once I hit overwhelm, I then can't make decisions. So that's
Mm,
another piece that I'm always on the lookout for. So I don't know, if friends and I go out for dinner and we've got this big area across the Brisbane River. So Brisbane is built on a river, like most cities, and we have a big area called South Bank, which is, oh, well, look, we even have a man-made beach along South Bank.
mhm,
Like it's encouragement for Brisbane locals to go and hang out in park areas and has restaurants and markets and just everything, right? And you can do all sorts of stuff. It goes on forever. It's a lovely spot. If we go to South Bank just because we go, oh, let's go and check out the markets on a Friday night. Yay, let's do that. Go, what do you want to eat? I don't know. And the way we end up choosing it is when we walk up to a restaurant and there's somebody there to greet us and they go, yeah, that's not a problem. We've got a table right here for you. If we walk up and they go, oh, did you make a booking? Can you come back in like 30 minutes? All that sort of stuff. We go, yeah, no, we're moving on. Thanks very much. Because it then it starts to become hard. Oh, now what do we have to, and there's more decisions to have to be made. And sometimes I just don't want to make any more decisions. So yeah, being flexible, and it comes down to decisions. I yeah, finding the ease is really, really important, but not always possible. We have to do some hard things, right? So this is the other thing. I get these are examples where we can go, Oh, well, we could just an easy option. We could just walk out of that store, or I could walk away from the insurance broker or whatever and find an ease. But what if we feel like we've had a curveball thrown at us and everything feels too hard? How do we find the ease in that? So that was somewhere where I kind of went, like, we can create ease and we can choose ease in those everyday circumstances. But what if life throws us, I
I,
don't know.
I find it almost easier to relax into when nothing is going right and
Oh,
doing the best that you can with what that thing is. Like I'm in full control of what shoe I'm gonna try on, right? The next night, actually, I was um, doing semi-private training at the gym for three different people, and I like to be as prepared as possible. I even come up with this sheet so that I have all instead of flipping between pages of my clients of what they need to do, I cut and paste it all into one document. I have it with me so I can like run around between people and do the thing. You're doing this is why you're doing this. Okay, you look good. I'll be back in a second. I'll go to somebody else. I had I had two people cancel, three people cancel. Two, anyways. I was supposed to have four. I ended up with three, but two of them are brand new outside of the people that I planned for. I planned for four. I got two that I expected, and one that I expected, and two that I didn't.
right. So
So,
your planning kind of went
so
out the
now,
window.
yeah, my that plan is already gone. I only have one person with their workout that is actually correct. The other two, there was some sort of mix up or snafu with the coaches, and I had to go and find workouts for them, bring them up, and now I am using my iPad at the same time while this is going on and working them through that and doing the best I can with what's in front of me. Some exercises I've never seen before. I didn't prep for that. I wasn't expecting to even have you today, but just like working through it with them, right? And you know what? This is what I think this is. This is what we're going to do. Okay, let's do this. So I think I'm better on my feet than I sometimes think I am. Um, but I enjoy having the comfort of the control of knowing what what's expected of me. And then when that's thrown out the window, I have to
The plan
note
out
the
as
plan
well.
out. The notes are gone. They don't help me anymore.
Yeah. And so, yeah, interesting that sometimes we can function better because maybe we go into a little bit of, it's not quite survival mode, but it's like just getting through, just getting done what's in front of us. And there's just no other option. So you just have to get it done.
Yeah, and you're trusting that you're good enough, right? Like your presence and what you're doing and how you're doing it is enough. It might not
Yeah.
be perfect or as smooth as it maybe could have been, but you've both been thrown that same curveball.
And so again, I've noticed that when there's the curveball thrown, it does come down to the decisions that we make in the moment and the ability to make those decisions. And there's an assumption that we're always capable of making decisions. But me personally, with some of my trauma background, that's the piece that got skewed. And I say skewed because I can still make decisions most of the time. But there's some dodgy learnings in my decision making process. And and so that means if I'm tired or I'm overwhelmed, I sometimes will not make good decisions and or just completely eliminate the ability
Mm.
to make a decision. Um, and, and so I think there's something really useful about understanding how to make good decisions and being willing to step into some uncomfortableness and that it's almost like you just said, sometimes it's not always going to be like you're going to have things thrown at you and you might actually cope better. You might make better decisions in those moments.
I think those moments are have the potential to show you what you're made of. Like, I mean, we just got finished watching the World Series here. So,
World Series of.
baseball. So, World Series
Okay,
is baseball.
just
Anyways,
qualifying.
Canada's team Toronto was in the final against the Dodgers, and there were people being thrown into situations that it was amazing what they were able to accomplish when things kind of went sideways. And you won't know what you're made of until those kind of situations come up. There was a pitcher who played in back-to-back games who threw one day threw 96 pitches, so a full game basically, and then came back the next night and threw another couple of innings. Like that's unheard of in this day and age.
That sounds like extreme athleticism to me.
Sure, yes. It is baseball. It's different. Anyways, what I'm saying is though, like you don't know what you're made of until those circumstances come up and you have to battle through them and be creative and like kind of reach deep sometimes to deliver.
Yeah. And um and because of our emotions, that reaching deep can make it feel hard.
Hmm.
And it can be challenging. I personally find it challenging to find ease within that sometimes. But one of the ways I do that is I chunk it down to very tiny chunks, really minute chunks. I'm not just talking just a little piece, I'm like miniature piece,
Hmm.
so that I can get through, okay, this step, that's it, that's all I got. And then when I get to the end, I can look back and go, oh, I actually did all of those tiny, tiny little minute steps and achieved X, Y, and Z. Um, I I've had a couple of reflections these last month about those things. When I got my speaking designation, I was like, it's been part of the conversation where I was like, yeah, that took me 10 years, overnight success, 10 years it took. And but it's all these tiny little things that I did every time I was in front of an audience. Oh, I just changed this one thing. I'll just improve this tiny little piece here. And that's what it achieved the ultimate outcome. So
Over time, you mean?
over time, and we, I wonder if some of the hardness comes from I need to have achieved the perfection. I need to have achieved the highest thing. And that's where we find it's hard or feels like it's unreachable. But if we just take those tiny steps, it ultimately gets achieved.
Yeah, that whole idea of doing it perfectly or whatever, I don't know what that really means or what that looks like, but we all have a different journey to do, even if it's the same task that we're trying to accomplish individually. We all have our own personal steps that we have to take and hurdles we have to take to get to that same place. And as long as you can remove the judgment from yourself on yourself
Yeah, yeah,
on
that.
how that looks and how we're going to get there, um, I think that's more than half the battle.
Yeah. And I mean, I do like a plan, as you well know. And I, however, I do like I do live by the phrase of having a plan with flexibility or structure with flexibility. Though I have, so it lets me pivot in the moment if I need to. So I've got a bit of an idea and then I can adjust as I go. So I I can go, well, that was what I thought I was going to do, but look at this. Now I'm doing this other thing.
Mm.
Okay, let's do that. And if I'm okay that there was something else allowed to appear, then it feels a little easier.
Mhm.
So yeah. I'm glad you got your shoes and that was a really easy process ultimately.
Just took me a couple hours to do something that took 10 minutes in one place and an hour and a half somewhere else. Yeah.
Well,
It's
maybe you just needed 2 hours to focus on you and shoes.
I don't think I had the time for that. However, It did bring back that feeling of why does it have to be so hard? And I thought it'd be fun to flip it on its face. Because I don't think it
Yeah.
needs to be necessarily.
Yeah.
However, without having hard times, it's hard to know the difference between how hard you've made it versus how easy it could potentially be.
Yes. And that's important as well, right? So we have the same kind of lessons to learn or the same examples to go, oh, this is easier now.
I like the fact that you brought up decision making as part of this as well and how that can get in the way. I know when I went to visit some East Coast provinces here, they're on the right on the Atlantic uh, uh, Ocean. Why was that such a hard word? Anyways, and I had never ordered food before where you just ask the waiter, "What's your best? What's your most popular item?" But somebody did that in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, that seems interesting." Because I struggle with menus, and they got salmon, and they've got shrimp, and they've got lobster, and they've got. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I saw someone order like that, and I was like, "Huh, I'm gonna try that too." If you were to recommend a fish, what fish would you order here? Or what's your like? And amazing. What would you pair that with for a wine? Oh, perfect. Let's have that. It was so easy, yet
Oh,
so good. So
oh,
worthwhile.
so that's really interesting. So in Australia, it's fairly standard at reasonably priced restaurants to go, they'll even have the chef's recommendation of the day, basically. So they already preempt.
I've watched some cooking shows, and when I that usually tends to be what they're trying to get rid of. They bought too much. They need to get rid of it. Chef special. All right, cool. That's the stuff that's about to go bad. All right, got it. So yeah, reasonable restaurant. Maybe it's not the same caliber from place to place, but anyways, when I went there and experienced that, I've used that in a few situations, and it's like it's cleared my time to spend with whomever I'm there with, and what do I want to spend time enjoying.
Because that decision process would take up time too. Yeah, my approach to that is normally because I'm planner, I will get to the cafe or the restaurant earlier than the other person or people, and I will have already checked out the menu and I'll have done all my decision making process, and I've already know what it is I'm ordering, and then when they turn up, I don't have to worry about that. I can just chat away and just know what I'm ordering.
I thought you were going to pre-plan, like check the menu out online before you're set to
Oh,
go.
no, I just get there 10 minutes early.
Well, I don't like that pressure when you sit down, or maybe you're a little bit late, and the waiter or waitress comes by early.
Oh,
I've had my father-in-law go, "Yeah, we're ready." I'm like, "I just sat down. I have no idea what I'm gonna eat." And then you're scrambling and you're reading, but you're not really reading. You're just glazed over looking at it.
and yet I use that exact circumstance to get my husband to make the decision about what he's ordering. So guaranteed every time he will go, oh, I really like the look of this. Oh, maybe I should have this. I don't know. Which one am I going to have? And so I just go, yeah, we're ready. I'm not waiting for this one to make a decision. And so I will give him a little bit more time by ordering first,
Gotcha.
and then he has to make the call.
So I'm not
So
sure.
I
I'm
apply the
curious to
pressure.
know if this for him is easy or hard.
I don't know. I haven't asked him. I
Oh,
have
you
been
haven't? You
completely
haven't checked in
selfish
with him.
and just made sure that he gets the order done
Gotcha.
because I'm hungry.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right. So yeah, easy, making it easy. Recognizing, maybe the summary of this is recognizing when it's feeling that it's hard or it's not working, and then looking at what other option you might have.
Yeah. What could be easier than this?
So whether it's walking out of the store, whether it's saying, oh, well, what's the best fish here today? Or In my case with the insurance broker, it's like, okay, well, that's not happening today because you're really busy, so let's do it this way. It's like whatever makes it like, what's another option
Mm.
really does let it. And like you had to have a third option because you did do two stores before you got the easy one.
That's
And
true.
and this is we've got to be willing to keep looking for the ease. Because life's too short to have everything really hard and a struggle. It's much more pleasant when we've got the ease and time to breathe and enjoy the moments rather than feeling all caught up in them in the struggle.